Yo, what's good everyone? Welcome back to another Tiermaker video, and today I've got a special feature. How would you like to be addressed, by the way? Just wondering.
I'm a cold farmer.
Cold
Brew.
Palmer. Yes. Cold Palmer Brewer. 5 hours upwards, yeah. Uh, yeah, definitely unique name, isn't it? Let's just say.
Yeah, yeah.
On the
It's a
call.
it's a good one.
Yeah, I agree. First things first, we'll head to ranking January, which, in my opinion, is going to go into the bottom of D tier. And the reason why I put January so low, there's a few reasons. First things first, it is the first month of the new year, which means you've got like New Year's resolutions you actually have to stick to. There's very little holiday, I'd say about a week at most. So it is just full of work, grinding. It's quite annoying. I don't really like January. It's quite cold as well, and there's no Christmas spirit. That's all gone. Yeah, it's also the
Yeah, you know
first.
how like
What you say?
yeah, because when I go back to school usually,
Yeah,
it's always nice to see your friends again. But in January, it just feels a bit grim.
yeah. So dead and boring. Like January is just not the month for me. But there is a worse month.
Yeah,
There is
it's
a
like
worse month. We'll get to that later in the video. Second thing
mm,
second, we've got February, which is going to go into the B tier. It's got some highs, some lows. It's a bit cold, but you do have a nice half term. It is just quite chilled out, I guess, going with your mates, just a week of doing what you want. I quite, there is some upsides to February, and the weather starts to get a little bit nicer as well. Yeah, February is reasonable. It's not bad, so there is something to like about that. Do you have any thoughts on that, Cold Palmer?
I agree totally with what you said.
Thank you. Next is March, which is not going well for this tier list at first. Another D tier. Now March, I think this year is the only month without a holiday. It is just 4 weeks or more of just, and it's one of those months with 31 days as well. Much like January, it's just 4.5 weeks of having to push through and just living with it. It's not particularly good. March does have some nice weather, and it's definitely better than January, that's for sure. But there's just not really much to like about March. It's not particularly notable. Do you have any other thoughts?
Yeah, I think the weather can be a bit up and down, but better than January. You're right.
Yeah. Next up is April, which is going to go into the S plus tier. Now, where can I start with what's good? Right, first things first, you've got April Fools, which is like a nice joke and just like toss around. It's really funny. You can like do all sorts of things, try out all sorts of things. If it doesn't go as planned, you can just say, "Oh, April Fools." How convenient. And yeah, just really cool. Oh, and did I mention you obviously have Easter, which means eating as much chocolate and as much glucose and fructose as you can physically eat, which I'm sure you would love, wouldn't you?
Me, yes, I do love
I
chocolate.
love my Easter eggs. I think I got about 5 to 7 last year. It was really good season last year.
What, 7?
So, and I only
Yeah.
ate them in like 4 days, all of them, and these were like big Easter eggs as well. I definitely enjoyed myself. Also,
Yeah, sounds nice.
April is home to the 2 week Easter holiday. You also have a few bank holidays. Well, I say bank holiday. You got like Easter Monday, Easter Sunday, Good Friday as well. It's an interesting one. Good Friday. You got quite a lot of eating. Uh, April is just quite a cool month. I know last year it was actually March that had Easter, but generally it's April. So that's why I consider April to be in such a tier list. Well, I say such tier list. I mean Easter to be considered part of April. It generally is, and it's really good. Honestly, like the vibes with April, the weather's getting nicer as well. You can go abroad. The weather's decent. Yeah. Do you have any other thoughts?
Uh, the break obviously is very good.
Yeah. And
I rate April a lot. Yeah.
April's just that really chill month. It's like my top three, honestly. I would say even number two or number three, if I'm being honest. Yeah. Really solid month. I absolutely love it. Next, we've got May, which is going into the C tier. You do have the May bank holidays and the May half term, but it, particularly the latter half of May, it's just revision season for exams, particularly secondary school. It is just not it's good. You have fair weather and you can go on holiday, you can have your rest, but there are exams. It's generally not the case with primary school or work, but with secondary school it is a bit, well, it's not the nicest having your study season during now. But yeah, it does have its upsides, but other than the exams, it's a decent month. Do you have any other thoughts, by the way, Gold Palmer?
I think sometimes, obviously you just have to lock in. But
Yeah.
I usually have nothing going on in May, to be
Mm.
honest. So I agree with C2.
Thank you. Also, another quick note: Minecraft's birthday is smack bang in the middle of May, the 17th of May. As a matter of fact, that's Minecraft's birthday, so that's a nice event to celebrate if you even celebrate that sort of thing. Yeah. Any other thoughts on that?
Let's move on. June.
Yes. June.
See what we got here.
Hate this month. F tier without a shadow of a doubt. June is
F
easily
tier.
the worst month. Like secondary school, GCSE exams, or like in general just end of year exams. There's just lots of exams and revision. There's so much work in June, and there's a reason why this is multiplied even further. It's like one of the hottest months as well, and not the nice chill beachside, seaside, holiday side resort hot. It's like just sticky, humid, absolutely hate my life sort of hot. And there's no air conditioning in the UK either, so that is a really, really bad month. I absolutely hate June with a fiery passion. It is literally a fiery passion. That's how hot it is, but also figuratively as well. Like June as a month, also it's only got like a few days of holiday at most. So not only is it like really hot, really sticky, loads of studying, but it goes on and on forever and ever and ever, and there's no bank holidays or anything to justify it. It is so bad. I hate June. Do you have any other thoughts on that, Cold Palmer?
I'm sorry, Dylan, but I completely disagree with you here
Why? I'm
with
listening.
June. Because June, although you have the exams, I think revising for the exams is worse than doing the exams.
Yeah,
And I get your point about hot and sticky because it can get kind of humid
yeah,
instead of hot. But you know, obviously, I mean, okay, it's just the start of summer. It's I think it's one of the best months. Or not, I'll put it in like A tier or something. So
fair
I
enough.
highly disagree with you there. But
Okay. Fair.
and when there's football on, June is the month.
Oh, fair enough. Like we are entitled to our own opinions after all. In which case, do you have any final thoughts before we move on to the heart of summer?
No.
Right, July, S tier. Sorry, not S plus, S tier. Like July is full of vibes. July is so calm. It's hot, maybe less humid, but it's just nice breeze. You can go wherever you want. There's plenty of holiday, like 1 to 3 weeks of holiday at least, depending on where you go. Like July, also you can like go out with your mates. You can go around your mates' houses. There's like vibes after school if you go to school or just work. It's just chilled out. You have the nice vibes as well. It's especially the sunset later in the evening at this time of year. July absolutely perfectly represents that. You have any thoughts?
Yeah, I completely agree. My favorite time of the day ever is as kind of 7 or 8 o'clock
Yeah.
on July evening when it's been a hot day and you're getting a nice breeze and the sunset.
Oh
And
yes.
July, it's got the perfect mix of everything. You've got a bit of holidays, you get like a week of holiday,
Yeah.
bit of hot weather, and you get some chill kind of days at school where you
Yeah.
don't have to do too much.
Oh yeah. You can also like just do Kahoots or Blookit or fun tasks, and even the work you do get is just more chilled out in general. It's not too bad. They don't tend to put the
Yeah,
worst on.
precisely.
Oh, and if you're in year 11, you can just like it's holiday pretty much. So it's just a 3 month of holiday if you're in year 11. Maybe year 13. I'm not sure how A level works, but yeah, if you're in year 11, it's just chilled out and whatnot. Any final thoughts on July?
I think we're done with July. Let's move on.
Yeah, next up is going to be August, which is another S tier month. It's a little bit below July because you don't have that chill school atmosphere, but it's otherwise a really good summer holiday month full of doing whatever you want. It's absolutely chilled as. I love August. It's absolutely based month. I love it. It's brilliant. Not as good as July, but August is still really, really good month because I mean August is also the only month to feature just holiday, except if you're unfortunate to be one of those schools that started on the 30th of August or something last year. Apologies to
Oh,
you
or
guys,
if you
but
go,
um,
or if you go to like a private school that starts
yeah.
on.
But other
Yeah.
than that, generally August is like the only month to feature just holiday. So yeah, it is really, really good month. And the one of the days in August, the 28th, actually featured S plus plus in my days of the summer holiday tier list. So shout out to August for that. I appreciate it. Any other thoughts, Cold Palmer?
I think we're good to move on.
Next up is September, my favourite month. It is my birthday month, so naturally I have some bias putting it into S plus tier. It is my favourite month, but I do also have other reasons as well. Whether or not it's because I'm specifically looking for good reasons or they're just there is a matter of personal interpretation, but I do have plenty of good things. Right, first things first, I know it's the start of school, but it is a different atmosphere from the other 5 half terms. Starting back is just so chilled. You've got limited studying in the first few weeks. You just chilled out. You're settling in. You've got new people coming in. It's just you're gradually getting a level higher each year. It is so calm. It's basically like also obviously my birthday that makes things a bit more interesting. There's lots of people's birthdays in September as well, so you're like constantly singing happy birthday and you get good birthday vibe. You're constantly invited to parties, so there's lots of partying in September. Also, you do have some days of holiday in September. It is quite a good month. I think the third of September featured S plus in my days of the summer holiday tier list. So yeah, September is a really good month. You also get good weather as well. So, like the start of it, you get nice, hot, breezy weather. And it gradually fades into nice, chilled out autumn mornings. Now, hear me out. Walking down the street when it's quite dark or a little bit bright with rain at like 7 a.m. in the morning with the leaves around you just feels so chilled out because not pouring absolutely chuck it down rain, just a bit of rain. And then when you get to your destination, you're chilling, you're with your mates, that sort of thing. Like that sort of atmosphere, I absolutely love. Now, Cold Palmer, do you have any other thoughts on the month of September?
Yeah, I agree with you because one thing I love about September is going back to school and you get your new timetable, get
Yeah.
to see your friends again. It's the best feeling.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And yeah, as I've mentioned, like the variety of weather is really good as well. So yeah, I quite like it. And in any case, we should move on. Next is October when this video is being recorded. Now that it's going to go into a B tier, just above February. Although tier maker's freezing. Hang on, might be able to sort something out. Move February there.
There
There
we
we
go.
go. Wait, no, hang on. It's the other way around. October's there. October is a good month. There's some good things. You've got like the nice leaf fall. You've got just generally it's a calm month. You also have the longest half term for secondary schools. It's either a week and a half or 2 weeks of just chilling, doing what you want, just like now, where we're just like on this VC together, where you would normally not really be able to do that. But October, I mean, you do have some exams, but October's generally a calm month, and it's just the longest half term before you lock in with the continuous work with the next month I'm going to mention, but we'll get to that in a moment. Now, Cole Palmer, do you have any other thoughts on October?
Yeah, it really is nice, you know. I like walking around in the evening
Oh
when it's
yeah,
still light, you know. like at 6 o'clock or something
Oh
before the
yeah.
clocks go back in the UK.
And then like walking down this time pitch black just has a different atmosphere. Getting on that 7:02 train in pitch black is brilliant, and like gradually seeing when you're going to work or school the day gradually starting with the pitch black gradually turning into sunrise, then eventually before you know it the day, and you just got chilled atmosphere with everyone. It is so calm. Now, any final thoughts?
And no more thoughts, I think.
Fair enough. In any case, we go to November, which is an A tier. Now, hear me out. November, in times gone by, has been one of the longest months because it is a continuous. It's part of the longest half term in the school timetable. However, this year in particular, there's two massive changes. Firstly, it is no longer the longest half term that was the first one. And secondly, and perhaps more interestingly, you actually have some holiday still in November. It's like 3 days this year, which is definitely worth noting. And also how Halloween, even though that's in October, was actually part of the half term this year, which means it's not a school night. You can stay up till like 3 o'clock in the morning without caring a world, and you would have absolutely nothing to worry about. Honestly, November, especially this year, is really good. But there's a few other notable benefits. Now, firstly, you've got that 7 o'clock train, pitch black night, that sort of thing. The rain and the continuous grind just somewhat feels rewarding because there is a continuous grind, but you've got continuous exposure to your mates as well. It's incredibly calm. And that one random weekend where you inevitably have to go somewhere quite far away, and the drive in that as well, in the middle of November, pitch black, pouring down with rain, driving along the motorway at night, that sort of thing ties exclusively with November. It's just so chilled out. I love November. It's one of my favorite months. Also, quick mention, October was Black History Month, which is quite notable. But there's also the Men's Mental Health Awareness Month in November, which is great to see. It's nice to see that we're finally getting some recognition as well. Looking out for, I think there's a charity called Movember in the UK. Is that right, Cold Palmer?
I think you're right, yeah.
Yeah. Like basically supporting the causes that go to like um preventing male suicide and make other awarenesses, that sort of thing. So that hats off to you guys. You're really putting in the effort, and November's your month to shine. So that's another reason why I quite like November
Mm.
as well. Any other thoughts?
I don't know what it is about November, but I just have this gut feeling. I love it,
Yeah,
again. It's just, it really feels special. And like the last couple of years, I've had a lot of things going on in November. It's been
me
great.
too. Yeah. Any other thoughts?
Um, no, I think that's it.
Yeah, I do have to agree with you. Just November just feels really good. But with that, last and far from least is December. I think either my second or third favorite month, or even first, easily S plus tier. Easily. Maybe like there. That will probably look a lot better now. They are very, very close, April and December, by the way, and also September. It's really hard to rank them against each other, but those three make up the triad of the three best months in the entire year. Now, December, you've got like playing football with your mates in the snow. That was really fun, wasn't it, Cold Palmer?
Oh, that was great,
Oh
wasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
like there's also like snow. You've got Christmas. Everyone's in good spirit. Religion's thriving as well, and even non-religion's really good as well because everyone's in the spirit of giving. You get to eat all your favorite food. You get to play board games around with your mates. It's absolutely amazing. The atmosphere is calm as well. Again, 7 o'clock train, pitch black, and then you've got like the nice early evenings where they're pitch black. So you're like 4 or 5 o'clock. It's all the streets filled with as much nightlife as you could possibly want. It's just full of colour and joy and fun, presents. There's a lot to love about December. There's like holiday as well. It's really good. I mean, you can also go on holiday as well. December's like a really calm month to do it. And then obviously you've got the New Year's and the time in between where you can just relax and have fun with your friends, go out, that sort of thing. I really love the month of December. Any other thoughts on that, Cold Farmer?
Yeah. Again, so as I mentioned earlier, that the nice evenings in July is my
Yeah,
favourite thing. I think actually my favourite thing is waking up in December, and I actually have this little like plastic Christmas tree I
yeah,
put next to my bed, and I
mhm,
wake up, switch the little lights on,
yeah,
and it's all dark outside. So walking out to the train, like you mentioned in the
yeah,
previous autumn months, walk out to the train, it's like pitch black. I love it, you
yeah.
know. Um, and also just school in the last week of December,
Oh yeah.
last week of term. It's such a cool vibe, isn't it?
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
And I
Yeah.
love just binging loads of series and watching films at Christmas.
Oh yes, it's that too. Like the amount of good things to
Yeah.
list about December goes on and on. It's a bit like April and September, but you've got that extra Christmas spirit that's just floating around in the air. Everyone's having their good
Mm.
time. It's so good. Yeah, I just
Yeah,
love
yeah.
December. Like it's
But
you have your September and then you've got your build up through October and
I
November,
love
and
it.
it
I love
suddenly
it. Yeah.
comes upon you. It's just really, really good.
And then I think sadly after that it goes to January because like in the dark in December it kind of it feels festive and it
Yeah,
feels nice and everyone's kind of chill, aren't they? And
yeah.
then when it gets to January, it's just not that feeling, even though it's the exact same weather, exact same.
So we've basically got like two
But
climaxes in this tier list. So you've got
yeah, exactly.
January, and then it gradually builds up to, I think it would probably be
July
September. I
or
think
something.
because
Oh
September's
yeah.
S plus. You do have like a little peak in February, dip in June, and then like yeah. So June kind of sucks. You've also got like a nice little peak in February. Gradually works its way up. Obviously, there's a massive spike in April. April just comes out of nowhere. It's just absolutely overpowered. And then you get to September and you drop a little bit. October's still really good, but like it drops down, and then you gradually have this nice build up to the climax that is December. Like I've noticed that other than April, the second half of the year always seems to be better because April kind of like fits in with the vibe of the second half. Like I don't want to say that if I only want a second half of the year, because like having those bad months makes us appreciate the good months even more. But yeah, the second half is generally just full of like good months, and then like the first half is full of bad months. Again, obviously, except April and probably to a lesser extent February as well. But yeah, do you have any thoughts on the entire tier list in general, Cold Palmer?
I think I really agree with it, apart from June.
Yeah, I mean,
So
yeah, I mean, there's that. I mean, yeah, can understand where you're coming from, but I just don't like June in general. Probably not had good experiences with June personally.
mm,
But yeah, channel name Cold Palmer Brewer with five R's at the end, I think. Is that right?
I have no clue, but it'll show up anyway. So
Yeah, I'd just like to say thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, share, comment, all the good stuff. Obviously go check out Cold Palmer's channel. I really appreciate if you did, and I think he would appreciate it as well, wouldn't you?
hmm I don't think I have any videos up at the moment,
Oh,
so
unfortunately, yeah.
it's
But
fine.
I do have plenty of content of my own if you want to see that.
Yeah, go and look at Dylan's channel. It's very good. Trust me, you'll enjoy his videos.
Thank you. Thank you. And yeah, I'd just like to say thank you for watching. As always, take care. Bye for now.
Bye bye.